Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the south-afrifur podcast. You're listening to myself, Ivy Wolf, and returning now, our co-host, Scratch.
Yo.
How are you doing, Scratch?
I'm still here and I'm still okay.
Still alive?
Yeah, still alive.
Yeah, it's just the two of us. Doge will probably chip in every now and again if he actually wants to speak or anything like that. You can say hello, Doge.
Hello, Doge.
Obviously.
Nice.
So yeah, we have a very quiet podcast for the evening.
Yeah.
Um,
Welcome to 2017, by the way.
Yeah, welcome to 2017. Those of you, obviously, I've been streaming for the past. I actually streamed over Christmas and on the Sunday the 25th as well because I had nothing better to do with my Sunday night, so I decided to play music.
Oh, for real?
For how many hours straight? Yeah.
Okay.
I was playing music for a long time, from 8 until 12 at one point. I think it was on New Year's. It was playing from 8 until 12.
Oh, cool.
I'd actually like to say, warm welcomes to Brastos again, who's been literally listening to every single podcast on Sunday nights. So, welcome to him. Oh, yep, he's already on Furry.fm going, hype! Okay. So, there's no music for the first hour at this point. We're just going to be talking about a whole bunch of crap, which is generally what we do on most podcasts. Kane is on here as well, guest 318, guest 801, I believe is Doge. Do we have anybody on first stream?
You tell me.
Ooh. I'm looking now. Aside from myself, I'm assuming I will be the only person alive. Oh well, we're also the only people streaming on first stream right now.
I think everyone's still sort of in the holiday mood. I'm not surprised. The roads are quiet here. The buses aren't super busy. So, yeah.
Okay. Whew. I just almost had like an echo overload. Brastos is on here as well. It's amazing. We haven't been on first stream for ages now.
Oh, you've been streaming?
Yeah, I've been streaming on Furry.fm. Can't necessarily do that on first stream.
Oh, right. On first stream. Yeah, mubby.
All right, so I guess one of the things that we can ask those of you who are listening on Furry.fm is if you guys have a couple of stories about what happened on your holidays, anything furry related, anything non-furry related, go right ahead and tell us. Otherwise, we can talk about some of the things that we've been doing over the holidays, furry and non-furry related. Scratch has just told me about something called the fidget cube.
Yep.
So if anybody's interested in having one of these things, it actually seems pretty interesting. Maybe you can give us a small rundown?
No, man. Oh, yeah. It's like I literally just sort of pointed him in the direction of it just now. It's like a little vinyl desk toy about the size of, like, I don't know, a large dice or something. That has like 6 different sides full of fidgety little, wouldn't call them distractions, but fidgety little things like a wheel that you can turn and a bunch of buttons and a rocking switch to sort of, for people who are often like sitting in meetings clicking pens or tapping their feet or playing with keys or something like that. It's designed to help people like that sort of focus, like give your floating attention something to do, while not sort of annoying other people and letting you focus on the task at hand. I've been keeping an eye on the Kickstarter for a while, but I was too late to actually order anything, so now I'm pre-ordering these things when they eventually drop in like February. So yeah, that's about it.
It would be very, very helpful for me. I tend to play with a lighter. The amount of times that I've actually played around, like I've got, embarrassingly, I've got 2 My Little Pony figurines that I tend to place in the strangest ways. Like they've got like areas that you can generally force them into very strange positions. I'm going to stop talking about this now. I love my mind sometimes when it does things like this.
It has interesting things going on inside it.
It is very interesting things going on inside it. So yeah, that's a fidget cube, which is actually very, very interesting to listen to.
To keep myself busy, I learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube, which is something I've been wanting to do for ages, but I've never really gotten around to it. And it's a lot easier and less, like, less nerdy than the average person thinks. It's just following a bunch of algorithms. It's nothing overtly crazy. Like, just...
Algorithms.
Like, you need to put this thing here, like, on this
Yeah.
side, so then you just follow this line of movement.
Are
don't
you
have
going to
be a
start doing like
genius.
speed
No, I'm not going to speed cube.
runs with?
It's called speed cubing, but no, I'm not going to speed cube for a hell. I can already solve it in a few
So
minutes. There's no need to do it anymore, in my mind.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so you know how to solve a Rubik's Cube now. I never really wanted to learn. It was mostly just a fidget thing for me.
Mm.
It was always just a fidget thing for me. It's never
No.
about solving it. It was about making it more complex.
Yeah.
At least that's what I keep telling myself.
That's what you managed to
Yeah,
do.
so...
That's all you managed to do.
I always managed to do it. I
Make it
always
worse.
managed to do it like that. Make it worse.
Anyway, you were saying?
There were days that I just... No, I was just going to say about the update of the South African Furry Convention.
Yep.
For those of you guys listening. We have, I think, 3 major things that we're going to be able to finalize before... Can we say March? Before the end of March?
Yeah, we better be able to do
Way
that.
before the end of March. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll finalize everything. This includes the donation drive that we'll be doing for the Cheetah Park. Also, a list of events that we're going to be doing. I need to get in touch with Unsi. I've been trying to get in touch with him on Furry Muck, but he's not been responding, which is a little bit difficult for me, and the fact that I'm not really on the Muck as often anymore because Telegram and League of Legends.
Lol.
Yes, League of Legends happens. Brastos says that he hasn't finished one at all, but he solved the half of it without cheating.
Well done. Well, define cheating.
Yeah.
Like ripping the cubes off. Because I was actually at someone's house the other day and they had like a very cheap Chinese knockoff, like a bad quality one, where you like I think I turned it twice and it broke.
Apparently the answer is yes.
Yeah.
That's cheating.
Yeah, that is cheating indeed.
Would like to say hello to Vanda, who's also on here now as well, also known as Badge, and then ZPM3 Atlantis.
Hello. Welcome.
Hello, or Drago. Okay, cool. And Kane is still here. Okay, so we got a couple of people in the chat room. If anybody actually wants to talk about their holiday experiences, please, go right ahead. We'll read it out and we'll talk about it. He says hi. That's great. So yeah, we've got about 3 things that we need to finish for the south-afrifur convention. We've already gotten the. Apparently, I'm a bad support in League of Legends.
I wouldn't know. Don't take that to heart.
I'm taking it to heart. I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now. I'm very angry. I'm pissed. I'm going onto the flame war.
Don't tilt.
The flame war.
Don't tilt.
Tilting. I don't know how people tilt.
How?
Like, I don't understand.
People tilt
I don't
very
understand
easily.
the
That's
term.
how they tilt.
I just go quiet.
No, yeah. Well, you know what playing on tilt means, right?
Yeah.
It just means like
It means moving the machine, isn't it? It's an older term for like what's the word? Pinball.
Yeah. Well, actually, it came from poker, initially.
Poker.
Like playing on tilt means to play in such a way that like you get angry and then you make like suboptimal moves because of you take bigger risks. You play very on edge and you make stupid mistakes because like you've had a big loss and now you're pissed and now you're trying to like retaliate hard, and then more often than not that like makes you overextend or it makes you like play in a bad way because of it. And that's that's what being on tilt means, or tilting. The more you know.
Huh. The more you know, apparently. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I always thought that was paintball, because I mean, like when you get very angry, you tilt the machine to make sure that it doesn't do anything, and it goes on to tilt,
Yeah,
and
no,
then it
I
stops doing anything.
yeah, that was my first impression initially, but then like I've been watching a ton of like Overwatch commentary videos, and they started mentioning like the term playing on tilt and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, so it comes from poker
I,
initially.
Look, I'm not sure which group is saltier though.
With who?
Is it League of Legends players or Overwatch players?
League. Well, okay, I haven't experienced League players, but the Overwatch community is oddly not super salty, or at least the ones that I play with, because I'm pretty low level. I'm silver rating at this point. I'm working up to gold very
I'm
soon. Um,
bronze 3.
uh, and and yeah, it's like as long as you're not an asshole and you just ask people nicely to do things, like this is the wrong pick for this map. Could we not perhaps have another healer? People are like, okay, cool. But you do get the one asshole who's just like auto locks Hanzo on a map that doesn't need auto locking Hanzo. Period. And then just gets salty when he says we need another healer. Because I'm like
Lol.
more often than not, I'm always stuck in a support or a tank role. Not that I mind, because Reinhardt and Zarya are like two of my favorite characters, but uh, then I can't swap off because then we're one healer down or one tank down. But then there's always this
Yeah.
one DPS character who thinks just because he wants to be cool and play Genji or play Hanzo or whatever, like they're entitled to that, and everyone else needs to just conform and play healer because they want to
That really
be.
sounds.
Yeah.
No, that sounds like the Yasuo players out there.
The what?
Yasuo and generally ADCs attack damage carries.
Yeah.
For some reason, attack damage carries just get so pissed just because you're not playing the way that they play.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not my fault. It's really not my fault. If you're going all in, and I'm going, I can't get to you because the other person is in the way.
Yeah. And also the fucking the problem is in the title, carry. You need
Yeah.
people to be able to carry them. Like if your team comp doesn't support having a like very heavy carry hero, then fuck off of that hero.
Yeah.
But some people just don't get that, and then I get mildly salty, and then we more often than not lose the game. Fuck.
Dude, I can imagine you getting salty. It would
Dude,
be the worst thing to watch. Actually. Yo, there it is. Go.
I get salty as hell sometimes. Like there's a stack of coins on my desk, and more often than not, every time I get like repeatedly killed by some well-playing Tracer or Genji while I'm playing as a support, I smash my desk with my fists, and then the coins just go flying. But yeah, it's not fun. I tend to tilt.
I've only tilted that badly, I think, on about 3 or 4 occasions, and it was because I was starting to play with like a whole bunch of other guys here in South Africa, and 2 or 3 of them got under my skin just by being on my team,
Oh boy.
and I got, hello, is that a Tocs? Oh, it's a Tocs. Hello, Tocs.
What up,
Hi,
Tocs?
Tocs is on.
Is on?
I need to get off of this. Hold on. I was on the league chat.
Oh lol.
He popped up. He's like, hello. Just give me a second. I don't know. Does Tox have Skype?
Is your mic still feeding into the league chat?
No,
pod?
I've turned off my the hell do you call this thing again? What is this?
Discord.
Discord. Yes.
Okay.
I've turned off my Discord right now. Wait, hold on. There it is. Can you Skype?
Are we gonna talk shit now?
We might just talk shit. Because Tox is a massive. He plays both, by the way. He plays both League of Legends and Overwatch quite a lot.
I believe I've played Overwatch with him. Excuse me. Buh.
Huh.
I burped.
No problem.
Wee.
Your nickname. Tocs hasn't been on the podcast at all.
Mm.
He's actually
He's
cool
actually
to have on. Okay. He's actually pretty fun to talk to.
okay. I will
Uh,
heed your advice. We can put him on. I'm not gonna be able to make an icon for him in time, but yeah.
that's fine.
When you
Okay.
play Overwatch,
So-
when you play Overwatch with us,
Mhm.
when you play Overwatch,
Donations are open. Yeah, go.
uh, maybe for your
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah, that thing. Christmas is already like a far gone conclusion.
Yeah. Overwatch was actually a bit cheaper for Christmas, but yeah.
Yeah, it was like $300, but I don't have that.
Oh well.
Whoa, well, $300. It's 480 because it was like $30 or something like that.
Mm.
I saw that. Or where the hell am I?
I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. I've gotten back into Terraria over the Christmas holiday.
Oh yeah, no, I saw you were on Terraria. Yeah, how was your experience?
Good. I actually got up to Hellstone pretty quickly. I haven't gone into hard mode though.
Oh, we got into hard mode, but it's actually better to play normal first and get
Yeah.
like to the end game there, and then play and then get into hard mode.
Yeah.
Expert. Oh wait, we made it into expert mode. Sorry.
Oh, did you create a new world in expert mode?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
With our original characters, we had some of the best uh,
Armor and stuff already.
already,
Mm.
and yeah, a lot of the things in the early game are a lot easier to play, but it's very much it's side scroll in Minecraft.
I hesitate to call it that. Like, Terraria is a fun game, of a different game in and of its own because it focuses a lot more on combat, and I would say exploration, but also not really that much. It's like because in Minecraft you can explore everything right off the bat, but like in Terraria stuff like the corruption and the Sky Island, you can't get to those unless
And
you have some decent equipment or a lot of perseverance.
you just don't want to go into the dungeon like
Yeah,
right off the bat because you're gonna die.
yeah, the dungeons.
Hell,
just
you're
kinda
gonna die
tough.
to you're gonna die to slime first time off.
Yeah, and Skeletron's kind of hard to beat if you don't have the proper armor.
Ah. Vampire knives were OP as hell apparently.
I haven't. Yeah, Vampire Knives I think are hard mode stuff, but still, yeah, Vampire Knives are pretty decent. I still the yo-yos were a new introduction to me, which is kind of cool, but I still very much like the Demon Scythe.
Yo-yos are great. What I do is I love playing with the what do you call those things? The whips. I have like a fire whip from hell, which is
Oh.
absolutely amazing.
Oh, nice. You mean the mace or the whatever?
I don't know what it's called.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, now Terraria is awesome. I have been playing nothing but League of Legends all holiday.
Nice.
There are days that have gone by where I've played something like at least 15 to 17 games of League. Yeah, I get very tired. And then of course there is Masuko, who's another person on our who plays League with us. And yesterday he decided to play a top champion as ADC, and proceeded to rip through the entire team. And then we lost the game at the end of the day because nobody else was as good as he was.
Lame. Yeah. Dota was
Yeah,
ruined.
it was interesting.
Dota and other MOBAs
Dota
like
was
that
ruined?
was ruined for me by this one guy who was friends with with another one of my friends, and he was ridiculously good in both Dota and Counter Strike to the point where, like 4v1ing him, we lost.
Yo.
Because he is one of those people who just religiously plays both of those games and nothing else, and he plays it a lot. It's not like that's the only games he plays. That's the only games he plays, and he plays it constantly. So, yeah. So, and the learning curve for that game is ridiculously steep. So that's also the reason why I didn't really get into it.
Huh. No, I mean, like it makes it difficult sometimes to be in those kinds of positions where even when you're looking at like bronze league players, a lot of them know exactly what they're doing, and you're the only twat around that doesn't really know what they're doing half the time.
Yeah.
And it's just wow. You kind of sit there and they start flaming at you. Like for instance, if you play a heal heavy damage or low damage like champion, say like Soraka, for instance. Hey, Banana Queen. What? Banana Queen, apparently. That's Doja's comment of the day.
Okay.
You'll have more. But yeah, so and you stand back, you make sure that your ADC is up in front, you heal them the entire time. You don't focus on auto-attacking or doing any like real damage because you want to save your mana to ensure that they are constantly going to stay alive.
Yep.
And then the person says, do something. And you kind of sit there going like, I've been doing it.
Yeah.
You just haven't been taking damage. I wonder why.
Yeah. That's kind of the thing. If a game progresses well, a support hero doesn't have to do a lot. You're just kind of there when people get shot in the face.
Drago says that he only plays, I'm assuming that it's a he, only plays Warframe, Dark Souls, Tomb Raider at the moment. Those are all very, very strong games. I actually quite rate those. So I do have Tocs online, so I'm going to add him to the call. He's probably hearing this as we speak.
Dark Souls is something I haven't gotten into at all.
I can't play Dark Souls. I don't want to play Dark Souls.
I'm pretty sure I can if I put my mind to it, but it's not something that I don't know. It seems fun in a brutal kind of way, like that I'm not quite into. Maybe it's just the lore as well. The game looks kind of depressing and everything. But then again, I'm playing Binding of Isaac right now, so yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't really get Dark Souls, I think. Well, yeah. Maybe it'll grow me one day. I do have it in my Steam library somewhere, but yeah.
If I want to tilt,
yeah,
like really, really badly,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure that Dark Souls would do that.
Well, you can also try Drunk Souls. You get a bunch of people together, and every time you die, everyone takes a shot and passes the controller to the next person.
That actually sounds like fun.
Yeah. We did that once. I was the only person to actually beat the intro boss to Dark Souls 1. And then as soon as we entered the sort of the first hub area, one of my friends proceeded to attack a friendly NPC, and he spent the next 10 lives trying to kill us until we knocked him off of a cliff. So, needless to say, that evening ended up quite bad.
I can imagine the amount of drunk that you guys have gotten.
Yeah, very drunk. Very, very drunk. It was not all that much fun, I'm gonna be honest. You're sitting there like,
I can imagine.
Get fun, you fucking asshole.
I'm not playing that game then. Oh boy, that's interesting.
Well, it depends if you have troll friends.
Yeah. And it depends on how much booze you have.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that you can play Dark Souls with like at least 4 liters of OBS and be okay with that.
Yeah. You can do the same with crackling. It depends on how shit-faced you want to get. If you start off with vodka, you're gonna die. Prepare to die, for reals.
So I'm assuming, wait, hold on, maybe the better way to do it is to like have it in levels. So every time you die, say 30 times during the entire thing, then the alcohol grade goes up.
You mean like sort of the blinds going up in poker? Like
Exactly that.
the longer you play, the tougher it becomes to stay in.
Yes.
That might be fun.
Hmm.
Like start
Yeah.
off with sours and
We
stuff.
Yeah, we went to Victor's meet. When was it? Sometime this last month. He had a couple actually. He had one on Christmas as well, and then he had one on New Year's. Both of them we didn't go to, but he had one earlier in the month as well. And yeah, I mean, it was a very, very small group of people, and it was kind of fun. We were actually playing Cards Against Humanity again. I made some terrifying choices, ones that fly completely and utterly against my own ideologies, this being racism.
Of course.
There was a
It says on the box it's a
Mhm.
game for horrible people, so yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Doge, what was the question card? Uh, hey? Okay. There's a terrifying B word in a furry community, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
The one we do not
Uh, the,
associate
the,
with.
the one that we do not associate with, yes. So the question card was, it's not bestiality. What the fuck is wrong with
You suck. You suck.
I'm terrible. It's not B. It's blackbirds.
Oh my god. Um.
I said this people wanted to like disassociate themselves from me immediately. They were all wondering as to why I actually did that, and I was just sitting there going like, look,
I'm
it's part of
sorry.
the game. I'm gonna have to play it that way. I won the hand, so
so yay?
so yay! The
Yeah.
Pyrrhic victory.
One of
Pyrrhic. Is it?
Pyrrhic, yeah. One of my one of the ones that got the worst reactions in quite a while that I've played was it's a
Mhm.
two-part card that says and the award for blank goes to blank. Um,
Mhm.
it wound up being and the award for the Academy Award for dying goes to African children, and I'm like, I'm going to hell for this.
Yeah. Look, and that was sort of my caveat on that anyways, is that like if I haven't done anything right yet, then
Yeah.
I'm probably going to hell, and it's probably going to happen very, very soon.
Mm.
And, you know, I'm going to have to deal with it, so I'm okay with it.
Provided that hell exists.
Provided that hell exists, yeah. And if it's not just some, I don't know, frozen tundra land.
Mhm.
I think that all people who die should go to Antarctica.
Just like like live their life out at a research station.
Yeah. I
Sure.
think that's the best way to do it. At least then we'll get research done.
Yep. And again, I
You're
have
not useful for anything. Aww.
yeah. Then again, I have some strange utilitarian views on like death sentences and stuff like that. So let's leave it at that, shall we?
Mm. Yeah, fair enough. I don't know, like it's one of the stranger things, and I'm gonna pull this all the way back into the furry fandom. But that entire idea, and I remember I think Leeward was the one who mentioned this as well.
Mhm.
It's that entire idea of like we all think that we're going to be friends with one another, and making peace with that idea that it's not always like that because any community has its different types of people.
Mhm.
Um, and the thing is that people find generally within a community find the people that they're able to sort of interact with on a daily basis without getting annoyed with them, for instance.
Mhm.
And it's just it's that kind of mentality, this "Oh, we're always going to be friends kind of thing. That I don't know, like it's good in one way, but it's very, very bad in another way because it allows for people to ostracize sometimes. It's like
Mhm.
you're not one of us. You're not a furry
Mhm.
because you don't join in with a general idea or perspective. And I mean, I've had a lot of time to think this holiday.
Mhm.
Um, and that was one of the things that I've been thinking about quite a lot recently. And I don't know, like I'm not sure if there are furries out there who've actually had or have been, ostracized from specific areas because of X, Y, and Z. I think that the only thing you can pretty much say is that every pot has a lid,
Mhm.
and in that case, every pot has many different lids that fits it.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I get that.
And I think yeah, that's very, very important, I think, to take into account. And the other thing that I've noticed is that there are people who are older than I am that are children,
Yeah,
and I have
so
to live with that.
yeah, it happens. I mean, uh, everyone won't always get along with everyone. The best you can do is tolerate some people. The fact that we share a commonality in being in the furry
Mm.
fandom, um, does automatically ensure something to talk about and sort of an icebreaker, but it doesn't guarantee
Hmm.
friendship. It guarantees common
Yeah,
ground. That's essentially the end of it. Anything else is gravy.
yeah. And I mean, I guess it's that same ideology that goes in with, say, the brony community, for instance.
Any
Friendship is
community.
magic. But if your entire community is built around that ideology, for instance,
Hmm.
right, then I'm possibly going to go out on a limb here and say that sometimes that community is almost doomed to fail, specifically because it doesn't have anything else going for it. And
Hmm.
that's why the furry community is as cool as it is. I mean, you get your gamer furs, you get your fursuiters, you get
Anime
your
first.
comedians, for instance, anime furs.
Hmm.
The community is a lot further spread than, say, the Bernie community, which is based around that TV show.
Hmm.
I mean, do they then branch into Steven Universe or I don't know, sitting down watching the first two seasons and the only two seasons of Gravity Falls over and over and over again because they just can't get over the heartbreaking loss of never being able to watch it again,
Mm. Yeah, no,
for
I mean,
instance.
yeah, we've had this discussion before with some people. It's like
Mm,
part of the thing that makes the furry fandom so awesome is the fact that it exists in a pocket, like by itself, despite any existing media. It's like
yeah.
we can create our own universes, we can create our own characters. There's no like if Hasbro or whoever has the rights to MLP pulls the plug tomorrow, how long will it take? Will the community die out? Chances are yes, because there's no new content coming in. Um,
Mm.
but will the furry community die out? Like, what plug do you pull for it to die? Yeah, just that's a question.
Mm. No, that's absolutely true. I mean, like it's that unfair, and look, we can call it unfair. The
Is
the
it?
unfair attacking of the furry fandom a lot of the time for being what it is.
Eh, that's
It's
dude.
not unfair for us to be able to live on when our series die.
Hmm.
It's absolutely fine, I think.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean,
Um, there wasn't even a fandom for Friends, for instance. There's no fandom for Big Bang Theory.
hmm.
There's no like die-hard people. They just, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I
Uh,
understand what you mean. Like
mm,
they're there, but like no one's really sort of cosplaying or like living themselves into that world or creating. Yeah, because I suppose part of the reason is that universe isn't fantastical. I mean, a bunch of people make
yeah,
gemsonas because that's such a unique thing to Steven Universe. Um,
exactly.
but you don't really get that in like real world scenarios, like with
Mm,
like you said with Friends or Big Bang Theory or whatever. There's characters there that you can identify with, but that's about it.
yeah.
Like it doesn't really go much further.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
people give furry shit because
Afterbirth.
they do things I suppose that are not I wouldn't say frowned upon. It's just they do weird things on a daily basis and sort of revel in that, and a lot of people are just gonna gonna take that at face value and say, what a bunch of freaks. And yeah, that's just kind of how the world works, unfortunately. Anyone who's
Yeah,
outside the norm is ostracized.
yeah. But that's the reason why when you're outside the norm, there's a large amount of people inside the norm, or inside the outside part of the norm.
Yeah.
And then there are people who aren't part of that norm, but they're part of a completely different norm outside of the norm we're talking about, for instance.
Oh,
Groups
social
work,
boxes.
every pot's, yes, social boxes. I love those things.
Hmm.
At the end of the day, you can literally go across every single box if you really, really wanted to. If you found an interest and a genuine interest in every single community and fandom out there, go for it.
Hmm.
I don't see anything wrong with that. Why would there be anything wrong with that? Oh, you like Formula One. I like MotoGP. I mean, it's that kind of thing. It's like, you like the Redskins over the freaking Cowboys, for instance. I mean, like the support is there only because I mean, when I supported, say, American football.
Hmm.
I barely knew what the names were of half of the players there. In fact, I didn't even know a quarter of the name. I just knew that there was a quarterback and there was a running back, and I knew their names. It was Gus Farrow and some other guy, which I can't remember anymore, but I remember Gus Farrow. It's that kind of thing. I mean, like if I look at our rugby players today, I barely know where half of them came from anymore.
Yeah, no, the same.
I'm still stuck in 1995 in that respect sometimes. And 2001 and 2005. This year, I've got no idea who the rugby players are anymore. They just exist within rugby mentality and thought process.
You and me both. Like, I love watching rugby. It's fun. But I can't for the life of me tell you who's having an on-season and who's having an off-season. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know the players.
It's why I don't play fantasy rugby, super, whatever the fuck it's called.
Super Brew.
Super Brew. Okay, so Tocs is back. I'm going to add him to the group call.
Okay.
And we're going to see what happens. I'm gonna ask him a random question. I assume I'm going to ask him a random question.
Toy.
Tocs. What's going to be my random question? Random question in the chat today. Hello.
Hello.
Hola, Tocs.
Hola, how you doing?
Fine, thanks, and you?
Not too bad.
Good.
This is, for those of you who don't know, this is Tocs, Toxie Turvy, Toxin Socks, etc., etc. I'm just giving away all your gamer tags. He's one of the furries here in our community. You've been around for what now? 2 years? 3 years?
Actually, a lot shorter than that. I've been here for a year and a half now.
A year and a half. Oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
Wow. You seem like you're part of the furniture by now. Sorry. Right, so I'm trying to wait for the chat to wake up and ask a random question to you.
Fun. Okay.
Oh. Masuko's on here.
Oh no. Okay.
No, we're not. I don't know if.
No.
Will the chat be able to handle Masuko?
I have no idea. I don't think anything can handle Misuko, to be honest.
I don't even know who this is.
Much like the American football teams right now, I don't know who half the football players are. You probably don't know what half. Masuko is actually down your side.
Is he?
Where is it? Yeah.
He's in Muscle Bay.
Yeah, he's in Muscle Bay.
Oh, Muscle Bay. Oh, that's a while away. But yeah, we'll make the effort to go. We'll get him around at some point.
Sounds like an idea. But yeah, so this is Tocs. Let me see. Question. Oh, right. Masuko asks, why so cute?
Of course I was going to come up. And of course I'm going to immediately cringe and deny everything, so carry on.
Okay.
No.
But Tocs has actually been helping on the south-afrifur forum as one of the community representatives, so maybe one of the questions has to be community representative related. What is the strangest furry encounter that you've ever had?
There's been a lot. There's been a lot of interesting ones, definitely.
It doesn't have to be within the fandom, within the South African fandom as particularly, but like it can be anywhere.
I'd say probably in the South African fandom has been with a particular fur that it was just as soon as I started getting into the community.
Mm-hmm.
And it was last year December, and it was around my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a message from someone saying, happy birthday and everything, hope that I have a great day. I was like, oh, that's really sweet, thank you so much. And then he asked if I wanted to hang out with him. I said, no, I've got family plans. And at that time, I was way too shy to do anything very related.
Mm-hmm.
But then it ended up, he was like, oh, but I'm outside your gate. I'm just, what?
Come again?
What?
I did. This is like one of the first few times I was interacting with the person, and I had a complete and utter freak out. I was just no, you're not. Like trying to deny the fact that this car was outside the gate, and then it just I ended up just going outside and dogs going crazy and everything. And he was just like, yeah, just come. How did you find me? How do you know where I live? And he was just, I don't know, someone told me. Who? I haven't told anyone. And he's just like, oh no, do you want to go out? No, go away.
Shame.
That's definitely probably one of the stranger things that has happened to me locally. And then, of course, internationally, it's Facebook furs are very interesting.
Yeah.
You can get into very nice and lovely conversations, like I've had with a few.
Boy,
I'm wondering whether the term that you're looking for could be forward.
Yeah. Standing out, messaging someone while you're standing outside their house. Doesn't that sound familiar?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Rugby?
Yeah. No idea whatsoever.
You know I became friends with you because of Stockholm Syndrome, right?
Yeah. I hung around him endlessly. Eventually he caved. You're the weak one in this.
Like I had no choice. I was given no recourse.
You were forced. He chose you, and there was no turning back after that.
Yeah.
I saw. Anyway.
But it was I mean, other than that, in terms of strange reactions, it sometimes nearly happens pretty much on a daily basis. A lot of the interactions that I have with people are far from normal conversation, that's for sure. But it just ended up being, it's like, oh, it's just another day, which is awesome, and I really don't mind. So.
Yeah. It's always nice to meet new people, but I mean, it's good to meet them in, a way that doesn't seem slightly creepy.
Stalkerish?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always a plus in that. I mean, I would prefer to, meet at general locations. Actually give someone my address before they know where I live.
Yeah.
That would always be a good thing.
Yeah, more often than not, I like to meet in a public, well-lit place.
Not in someone's basement trying to play what seems to be a proper role-playing version of Dungeons and Dragons where you're the girl.
Or pin the tail on the gimp. I don't know why I came up with that. I don't know why that was the first thing that comes into my mind.
To say this said particular fur has never ever visited me ever again due to the fact that I pretty much no, I'm sorry, no. I can't. But
have you visited them?
Sorry?
Have you visited them?
I've been on a couple of meets.
Okay.
So yes, I don't know how to respond to that.
I'm making it awkward. Yay. Uh, see, you're doing fine, Tox. You don't have anything to worry about.
Not nothing at all, really. This year so far has turned off to a freaking brilliant start for me. So,
Okay, well, tell us a little bit about it.
oh, okay. Well, in general, it's always good to. I was house sitting, which was for me it was a big thing because I have a feeling that my family, because I'm the youngest sibling and everything, I'm always seen as sort of the younger one, and like and therefore a little bit maybe immature. So the house sitting thing was good for me because it made me have my own space. Well, which was awesome and stressful at the same time, but it was a huge nice experience to have. But it also like to have my siblings come back and to see their house all in one piece and all looked after and then it was just finally, getting a little bit of appreciation up the ranks in their eyes, and it was quite nice to just like, hey, I've sort of grown up a bit more now. It's than you originally thought. I'm not this 8-year-old kid that was scared of absolutely everything. No, like my sister will never ever stop bringing up the fact that how long she spent with me watching Teletubbies, especially this one episode because I used to cry every single time there was a black cloud hanging over one of the red Teletubby thing. She hates me.
Poe?
Yeah.
It was Poe.
No.
Yeah, it's Poe.
Fuck, I don't know.
That was apparently my favorite one.
It was Poe. Tinky Winky was the purple one. Poe was the red one, the shortest one out of the lot.
Okay.
Poe.
I'll take your word for it.
Don't ask me. Look, honestly, like, you hear that intro song often enough, and you will be able to figure out who they are. My sister loved watching it. We loved laughing about it. We were about 10.
Yeah.
I think I was just, I don't know, I was, what, 5 at the time? Maybe 4? I can't remember. I can't remember putting my sister.
I could have been
through the
13.
torment.
I could actually have been 13.
I still claim the show that I think shaped my sense of humor the most was Sam and Max, the animated series.
Oh, agreed.
That show was awesome. I still have the DVD somewhere in my collection.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of the cartoons that were out at the time, it definitely had a very interesting sense of humor. For me, what I watched the most was Courage. It was freaking weird, but so funny to me. I don't understand how. I was like,
Later on in life, it became very disturbing. I'm just putting that out there.
This is
Like,
disturbing.
looking back.
Yes, but it was so funny. I still laugh at it. And it was just, it's so weird. Oh my gosh.
I still claim that the older you get, the less funny Rocko's Modern Life becomes, and the more like painfully brutal it becomes to watch. It's because everything makes sense, and you're like, "Fuck this cartoon, man! Seriously."
No, but that even happens in like some of the modern day cartoons. Like I'm sure you both know Inside Out, right?
Yeah.
And when it first came out, I went to go watch it with my nieces. No, I didn't went to watch it with my nieces and nephew. They told me to go watch it, and I haven't watched it until I was house sitting recently. And I think I straight up just cried for about like 3 times during that entire movie. I had no idea what I let myself into, and and it was just some of the story and everything that just ended up coming up in there that I was thinking to myself, like, I wonder if the kids actually picked up on that, or it was fascinating to me actually if I thought about it, because I was trying to see, I was like, I wonder what I would have thought
Sorry.
watching this movie. But 10
That
years
snuck
old.
up on me.
Yeah. No,
Ugh.
Bless you.
I completely,
Someone
yeah.
booped you.
No, I understand what you mean, Tox, because there, like, um, there was one scene in Inside that sort of really struck home for me, and yeah, I sort of had a little weep of myself because I mean, it it sort of plays to me on the idea of like forgetting things that you think would be that you think now are like irreplaceable and like um, things that you can't shake, things that you will never forget, and then one day some of those important memories will land up in the pit and you'll never think about them again, and then yeah, it's kind of shit to think about that, like, and that sort of
Think about getting older.
not even that, like just the concept of forgetting things and people that were so integral to your life, and then one day that might just be gone through the sheer, like, I don't know, random processes that is one's memory.
Yeah, in particular, what got to me was when.
No spoilers. Carry on.
Okay. When one of the main parts of the girl's personality, the very first one, went down, and then it started recollecting all the memories that she had through that personality. That to me was probably one of the most, I don't know, heart-wrenching feelings I've ever felt during an animated movie, because it was just the idea of imagining your whole one type of personality completely shutting down and completely being like shut down from your interest, your life, and everything, which has happened to I'm pretty sure everyone. And and just to have it explained, well, not explained, but portrayed in that way was so interesting and quite emotional. I won't lie.
But I mean, like, welcome to children's movies these days. It's not, it's stuff and fluff anymore. It's very, very emotionally dragging.
Yeah, there's stuff for adults to ruminate about as well, which is
I mean,
nice.
look at Steven's Universe, for instance. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
there are episodes there that, like, you're sitting there going, like, okay, cool, normal cartoon movement from one point to the next point. This is great and everything. Like, oh my God, what happened? Why is my life a lie?
Well, yeah, sort of. I kind of feel the same way about stuff like Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's like it's fun and cartoony, and there's movement, and it's like it'll definitely keep kids' attention. But that cartoon series has some of the best character development I've ever seen in anything animated ever. And this was on Nickelodeon. This is like Nicktoon stuff. Like seriously, that show still stands out to me. Like I love it. I would rewatch it in a heartbeat. If I felt like going through 3 series though.
I think Badge actually put it into a very interesting position. Like, Steven Universe, fun, life lesson. Oh God, why fun?
Sums it up.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, you can kind of say the same about Futurama. It's like why is this funny show making me cry?
Yeah. Oh God, but that episode.
Which one? There's
I genuinely have a feeling that I know what you're talking about. That episode. I have a feeling I know which one.
I'm just talking about the one with the dog.
Yeah, of course. But there are other ones as well. Like, I'm not gonna spoil or dig through the archives right now.
I haven't watched enough Futurama to be able to remind myself about that. Huh. Okay.
That was on a tangent.
Speaking of tangents.
Smooth conversation transitions.
Yes. How did you get into the fandom? What was your first exposure point? Werewolves.
Tons of werewolves. I was fascinated by them because it was like I would say it started off due to my fascination of mythology, whereas a lot of people when I was 7 were, doing 7-year-old stuff. I was literally online just reading through tons and tons and tons of things about Greek mythology and Egyptian mythology and Norse mythology and Chinese mythology and blah 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 blah. And I really, really, really loved it. And a lot of the aspects for me was that I think it was due to the fact that it was fantasy in a way, but appealed to fantasy like ways, but it was so real to me that I genuinely believed that this happened. Oh my gosh. And it even got to a stage when my Google search history was like, how to become a werewolf. So,
That was pretty much my Google search history at the age of 13.
Yeah,
A
the
lot of
age
the way.
13. Yeah, that was around about the time when I first started high school. That was pretty much my Google search history. But then it like led to one thing to another search, and then I ended up finding a piece of artwork. I still remember the piece of artwork. I haven't been able to find it again. I don't know why. But it was a transformation comic, and it was extremely, extremely well done. But it was on Furry Affinity. And that's how I found out. So, like, I knew what I sort of had an idea of what furs were, but then it just ended up being. I was like, oh, I like that art. Oh my gosh, what is this? And then it ended up just more research. Then at 13, I saw that there was a local community. And then as soon as I was in the middle of making my account, I just said, nope. I'm not going to do this. And then I put off making that account for a good 4 years or so before I joined properly.
Okay. Huh.
About a year and a half ago. So.
Yeah, you're young still.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm young still, yes.
Not yet jaded, though.
Yeah. That sets in very quickly.
I'm pretty sure that he's getting there.
Don't we all at some point? Like, there's a very sweet theory about why that happens. It's like, everyone is born into this world with a finite amount of fucks to give. And when you're young, you think, oh, I have the surplus of fucks to give. So you give a fuck about everything, and every day is important, and like, trivial shit is important to you. But then when you get older, you realize like, there aren't that many fucks left to give, so you give less of a fuck about every day, and only like big things you really give a fuck about. Until when you're old, there's nothing left, and you just don't give a fuck about anything.
And then that's when you pee in the store.
Yeah, and that's where like that's when you're like confining yourself to your grandchildren changing your diapers because fuck it, you put them through school.
Yeah.
I'm old, I can do whatever I want.
I lived through World War II. I lived through the Trump I lived through the Trump presidency.
It's like
goodness. I lived through 2016.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been interesting.
yeah, like Daddy, what was 2016 like? It's like crack a bottle of vodka, just down half the thing. It's like it all started with this fucking gorilla.
Yep.
A
So wonderful meme, that
the
one.
unicycle saying you can't stump Trump. There we go.
Yeah, I
That's
think that
2016.
that picture does the exact same thing, yeah. With a Trump wig.
We'll see what happens when that happens.
Look, I always thought that, like, after George Bush, things would get better.
Remember the time when we thought George Bush was an idiot?
Yeah, George Bush looks like a smart man now.
George Bush looks like a fucking savant.
He's the next Einstein in comparison. Okay, I'm just putting this out there. 2020, when Kanye West decides to actually run for president, do you think he might actually win?
You know who I would actually.
Really? Yes.
You know, okay. Okay, if we're going on about celebrity presidents, you know who I think would actually stand a very good chance of winning. If Jon Stewart ran,
You make a very astute point.
Jon Stewart from the old Daily Show host,
Yeah.
I seriously
Yeah.
think he would stand a very good chance of winning if he ran.
And he'd run as a Democrat too.
Exactly.
Huh.
Like, well, there's my smart point for the day.
It made the chat on that bombshell. Yeah, it's actually we've gone for an hour, so I mean, like, we're just again for those of you thinking, oh my goodness, it's so short. Doing this for, I'm obviously going to be playing music directly after this as well.
Mhm.
So stay tuned for that. Pretty much what we're doing is that Scratch hasn't had any airtime for a long period of time, so I decided that we'll start it out nice and slow, getting back into the entire thing.
Just ease me in, Daddy.
God.
I've been in Telegram.
There's the true bombshell.
I've been in the Telegram chat way too much recently. There's a sticker pack floating around that just you know the one I'm talking about.
I want 35 God to nuke my ass. There we go.
But yeah.
Okay, meeting up in about the next 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you, Tocs, for joining us in this chat. We really, really appreciate it. Again, it was done on a whim. There was no planning to this. Tocs at one point messaged me the following thing. He said, "This thing normally takes me an entire day to just get the courage to mentally prepare myself for, and you do this now." So yes, this has happened. And for those of you who are very, very interested in dinner, apparently we're having tomato barbecue curry stew with pork rashes, meatballs, and really, really bad veggie patties that we had at one point, and stir fry.
That come on.
It sounds amazing. It smells.
Veggie patties
Smells
always.
interesting.
Dude, veggie
It
patties.
smells like food.
Yeah, dude, veggie patties always smell like garden cutoff.
Veggie patties taste like garden cutoff.
Well, it's kind of the point, isn't it? Technically, you are cutting stuff off of a garden, so
Oh right, they're halal veggie patties.
because veggies are halal. Like, who needs to bless vegetables?
Welcome to the vegan diet.
Are you on the vegan diet?
No, I'm not on a vegan diet.
Thank you.
I'm definitely not on a vegan diet.
Yeah. I'm
If you're vegan, you're 20% better.
No.
I might consider trying it just for the rules, just
No.
to see what's up with it. But yeah, I'm seriously gonna miss my meat. No.
The thing is that I think what you should really do is just maybe ease yourself into it, rather than go whole hog first time. I'm pretty sure that your stomach's just gonna kill you.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of stories about people who've tried like certain types of vegan foods, and have had the worst like bodily responses to them. Yeah.
I'm somehow not surprised because I can just imagine if you eat what we assume is sort of the standard diet of you know, like what you call it, like takeout food and meat and a lot of carbohydrates. As soon as you go into something vegan, your body's just like, what is all this roughage doing in my system? And it's like, what?
What? Like
Yeah.
that, actually, probably.
Yeah.
Right, so we're going to stop talking about throwing up, and we're going to, for those of you who are on first stream, of which I see there are several, Mystico, Windy is an ass, that's the name. No, it says Windy is an ass on there.
Okay.
So, there we go. Brastos is obviously on the first stream side as well. If you guys could kindly move over to furry.fm if you guys want to listen to some interesting music while you play games or read or do nothing. I don't know, it's Sunday. Yeah, go over to furry.fm. It's literally just typed out like that. It's https facebook.com/furry.fm. We'd also like to thank Kane Hawkins for listening, Brastos again, Pay Bay, Kay, wow, okay, Tocs for being with us as well, Vanda, Draco, guest 380, and Wolfie Steelpaw. We're also going to be playing a little bit of music after this. I hope you guys have enjoyed us just getting back into the swing of things. Hopefully we'll have a, I don't know, what a guest, another guest, a
Yeah.
different guest, an interesting guest.
Yeah.
Not
Person.
that Tox isn't more interesting. I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking.
Yes, please.
I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. And obviously, if you want to listen to some music, put in some requests as well. Just listen to us on Furry.fm. We'll see you guys
I
next week,
request
Sunday.
something.
Yes.
I request something.
What do you request?
I request Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult.
Okay, fine.
Yay! Cool.
It'll be on soon. Just stay in for about 15 or so minutes.
Huzzah.
Huzzah. Okay.
Alright.
We'll see you guys there.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.